What's going on there, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Craftavore Tastes. And today we're digging into a beer courtesy of my buddy Alec. Alec, thank you so much, sir. From Modern Times Beer out of San Diego, California. This is Orderville. So, super excited to dive into this guy. Orderville is a hazy mosaic IPA brewed with Mosaic, Simcoe, Yukonot, Denali, Eureka, and Nugget hops. And the malts are two-row, pale malt, oats, and white wheat, coming in at 7.2% ABV. Yeah, so I'm super excited to dive into this Modern Times beer, simply based on the fact that recently I've just heard from a lot of people how Modern Times has kind of moved or transitioned slightly over to, brewing hazy IPAs and New England style IPAs. And making them available on shelves in Southern California at a pretty reasonable price. So I think that's super badass. I've actually obviously known about Modern Times beer for a number of years, and we get distribution of some of their different brands out here on the East Coast, and I pick them up from time to time, but haven't really had any of their kind of hazy IPA offerings. Looking forward to actually reviewing a couple of more beers from them in the next couple episodes. My buddy Bud sent me across an amazing package just a couple of days ago with a few online-only releases, if I'm not mistaken. So tune in for more from Modern Times. But yeah, anyway, so I already poured out Orderville into the glass, so let's obviously get into the drill. One thing I did want to mention about this can is that it is actually a 3-month-old can. My buddy Alex sent it across. Unfortunately, I kind of stuck in the back of my refrigerator and just realized I had it and said, you know what, I want to do a review. I'm stoked to give this a try. But do want to be upfront that it is essentially a 3-month-old can at this time. So you know what? Like Joe from Joe's Arcade, maybe he'll let me be a part of hashtag Team Old IPA. I might have to actually ping him on this, and we'll see. I hope I'm not doing any gimmick infringement or anything like that. But yeah, so Craftavore Tastes, jumping into a little bit of hashtag Team Old IPA. All right, so let's take a peek at this beer. Beer comes in a super kind of nice medium to medium lighter, medium minus gold color. Absolutely looks really, really beautiful. I poured it just a couple of minutes ago here, and the head's kind of dissipated, so I'm just going to kind of kick it around a little bit, see if we can pick some stuff up. And there we go. So yeah, about a quarter finger of kind of really nice, kind of fluffy, kind of almost cumulus cloud like white head. All right, so beer looks awesome. Let's go ahead and give her an aroma. So for a 3-month-old can, I'm still getting a nice bit amount of tropical fruits. So getting a bit of pineapple. Yeah, kind of a little bit of mango going on there, and kind of like middle of the aroma. Yeah, middle of the aroma, I'm getting like a little bit of kind of like pininess, right? Like, so like it's almost kind of like, it's definitely a New England style IPA, right? Like it is upfront, super tropical fruits, but then kind of middle of the way, you're getting those kind of West Coast characteristics kind of come too. So like it's leading New England style IPA with maybe a little bit of West Coast kind of kick in there too, which is kind of super cool. One other thing about the aroma, which sounds kind of crazy. I mean, ultimately, in the end, I have to mention this is a 3-month-old can, right? And I'm still getting a pretty nice amount of aroma off this beer, so that's pretty impressive. I mean, this fresh is probably incredible. Yeah, so what I did want to mention is in the aroma, there is a bit of kind of like bubble gummy kind of note going on, and even like a little bit of kind of green tea I'm getting out of this, which, believe it or not, reminds me a lot of Treehouse's Green a little bit. I might be off, but that's just kind of like what I'm thinking right now, which is pretty freaking high praise. I mean, this smells great, and I mean, and the fact that it's a 3-month can is kind of blowing my mind a little bit. All right, so let's go ahead and give her a taste. Alec, thank you so much, sir. Cheers. Super, super nice. Yeah, so one thing I will obviously say is that on the first sip, there are some qualities of the beer that's telling you that the can is 3 months old. All right, so just to be kind of upfront, but ultimately at the end, I'm getting like a kind of big, nice kind of bit amount of kind of green tea kind of going on, mixed with a little bit of pineapple up front. Middle of the palate, that piney kind of resiny note that I was getting in the aroma kind of hits my palate midway. And the beer finishes, wow, man, super, super dry, like uber dry, wow. Going back in for another taste. Man, that's super good. Yeah, so, all right, let's go ahead. I'm not going to give this beer a rating. right now. I don't think it would be fair. At the end of the day, beers that are brewed to this style are meant to obviously be consumed fresh, right? So, like, I'm drinking a 3-month-old can, and I think it's not kind of fair, obviously, to rate the beer given the fact that I am, arguably drinking it suboptimally, all right? But from what I can tell, and from what has kind of hung back or stayed with that beer after those 3 months in that can, I'm super freaking impressed, man. Like, there's still enough here of this beer to basically tell me that this is an incredible, incredible beer when it's absolutely fresh. And the fact that this beer is basically like a shelf turd now in San Diego or in the SoCal area, geez, I'd love to have that problem. And I've also heard that I believe that they're a pretty fair price point as well. So that's freaking super awesome, man. All right, so that'll do it for this episode of the Craftavore Taste, the first NA in Craftavore Taste history, but it is warranted. But yeah, this is pretty awesome from Modern Times. Looking forward to review some more of their beers. But yeah, that'll do it for this episode of the Craftavore Taste. I hope you join me again for another episode where I drink, I review, I rate next, right? And then, of course, repeat. Cheers.